Hello everyone and welcome back to Ushanka Show. This is another episode number 9, a review of the criminal case number 9902 for Kulikova Antonina Petrovna, who was a secret agent of state security of the Soviet Union, who lived in Tallinn, Estonia, Soviet Estonia at that time, and she got in trouble for telling her friends that she worked for state security. Alright, so as I mentioned, today is episode number 9, and this is unusual. So when I started reading, getting ready for this video with page 35, its date looks like in Soviet Union we have a first is a date, then there's a month, there's a year. So here, I'm not sure if it's 11 or the 2, so I think it's maybe February, no, it's not February 29. I don't know if in 1948 they had 29 days in February or not. So it's either November or February of 1948. This is a copy of a letter that State Security intercepted. And I'm telling you, I was shocked when I learned how much censorship was going on in the peaceful time, not during the war. They were checking pretty much every letter. At least back in the 40s and 50s during the Stalin rule. I'm not sure how much it was continuing like into the 80s and 70s when I was, Soviet citizen. But back then in 40s and 50s, it's literally every letter was opened and read and checked. And I know it because Ukrainian archives opened a lot of, they made public a lot of used to be secret records of the KGB. And that's how a lot of Ukrainian nationalists were caught, national fighters in the Western Ukraine. They were writing letters, like wives were writing letters to each other, to relatives, and they will mention something about their husbands. And that's how they got caught, because people didn't realize that every letter was read and inspected. Okay, so this is a copy of it's not an original letter, it's a typed copy. And it started with Dear Meta, или Meta. So this is a short form of someone's name. Not sure what was the full name, but it relates, of course, to our case. It's a little bit complicated to translate. Maybe it was written in Estonian and they translated into Russian. So it's like glory to the Мир Божий да умножится. So it's official greeting of those people, like, glory to the world. Let the world of God will be like multiplying, and hope that God will give you strength during this hard time. And once again, this looks like purple. Purple original was red color, and it changed over the years to purple. Red does that. They underlined anything that relates to this case. So let the God give you force in this hard time to fight against the enemies. And so MGB noticed that, fight against the enemies, so they underline that. Sorry, my dear, that I didn't reply for your letter for a while. I want to remind you that this correspondence give them a lot of work, give them a lot of materials for their work. So she knows that they've been watched, the letter's been read. So she's like, I want to remind you that this correspondence gives a lot of materials for their work. So person named Rufa, sent a letter. Yeah, it's definitely a translation from Estonian. So it's like, spirits are happy, and that letter is in their hands. So Klava, so another lady, was asked about the letter from Rufin. So that's how they found out about Walter. So it looks like a lot of people in trouble through the correspondence. And once again, it's all underlined, as you see. When he was at your place, all the details Klava should recognize. Did he visit? I'm not sure what Orov means, another name or not, so I apologize. This is hard to translate it because it just kind of makes no sense. So of course Klava told everything. And now, my dear, we have a person here who worked in secret between us. And now listen very carefully, Tonyu, so Tonya, that's Antonina. So this is our main character in this story. I probably shouldn't use this. I used to turn my cell phone on and off. I cut little fingers, so I apologize. I gotta do this one. So Tonya, about whom I mentioned to you, she was interrogated. So yeah, that's Antonina. Just like Klava, so that's another lady that I think we read about her, about all of us. And she couldn't hide anything. And then she mentioned to me everything, so be careful, будьте на страже. Of course, I told everyone in church that even Klava knew all that, so there's another lady that appeared in this case. And now everything came up, it became public. And Tonya is very thankful to me that she trusted me with this secret. So she's like grateful for telling everyone in church that they could be in trouble and being watched, because she could say goodbye to her body, like попрощаться своей плотью, because ей грозила Сибирь. She was in danger of going to Siberia or something even worse. So it looks like the lady trying to write something cryptic, but it makes it all complicated to translate. And I will be guilty in her blood. So Tonya is very thankful to God that God made such a way that she managed to kind of get out easy from her predicament, and then she still has time to live on this earth. Think about it. Who could do it? I kind of guessing who was the person, but I'm afraid to name the name. So there's another secret agent in this church that reported on all this trouble. So she wasn't the only one. And so she said, I'm guessing who is another person, but I don't want to write in the letter. Soon we'll find out. I trust God will tell us the truth, and then I write you everything, and soon we'll see each other eye to eye, then we'll talk about it in detail. I'm asking you, my sister, don't trust anyone. Be careful and kind of like keep an eye on everyone, because I warned you, because these Russian souls, they are very friendly. They really nice, and sometimes they don't understand what they're doing, good or bad. So sounds like they're probably Estonian people, so that's kind of like Estonian religious group. And now she's saying there's the Russian souls that come to their church, they want to accept them, but they just don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they're thinking they're doing a good thing, but they're doing a bad thing. Now Tonya said that in order so nothing will happen to me, so I don't have any danger, she won't tell me anything anymore. I considered Lisa. Okay, so there's oh my goodness, I think maybe Lisa, it's Elizaveta, Lisa. I considered Lisa to be an honest and a good person, and now she wanted to pogubить, so almost like she wanted for me to die, like go bad, pretty much how it says. So, but God says that He saved me and said that there is a person between them which worked from them, and I won't say anything, and God doesn't tell me who this person. So so they know there's someone else in their ranks that reports to the state security. I believe that God will reveal everything. I'll be praying for it. From our church, only two are going, Shura and Klava. So Alexandra and Klava, not sure where they're going, but it says from their church these two people are ходят, or they may be still not arrested. Shura came to Tallinn here, and Klava was talking so much about her that Jesus forgave her and wants her back in our family. And she wanted to come back to Tallinn here and work at the local factory, but she wasn't accepted, and still lives in Filin. And Nastya, so it's Anastasia, came and started working at the place called Kayla. It's interesting, питомник лисиц. It's like a foxes, so they raise foxes for fur. Kayla is about 15 kilometers from me. I'm very happy for Nastya that she got rid of that luggage in years. Not sure what the years means. So Nastya, that she's not anymore, not a secret agent anymore. Greetings to you, Nastya and Anya. So it looks like someone else was writing additional messages in the same letter. Rufa sends you 200 rubles of money, and I also send you some money. Let us know how you live in. Write at least a couple of words. As the Spirit Mother writes, they may arrive, maybe not. So maybe that's the people who live in Sweden and they came, like a Spirit Mother in that church. I heard that you're there not doing good, and that you being chased. Leave and go to Verachka, so it's the lady. Take a rest there a little bit. My dear, you wrote me, so I need to take your things. I took your bed, 3 chairs, a table, a washer, cup, everything that you said. Anya also sends you 100 rubles. She feels sorry for you, that you having a hard time without a job. I believe that God won't let you alone. Say hello if you're gonna write to our Spirit Mother and others, Brother Mikhail and his children and everyone else in Moscow. Alexandra, Larisu, Dunyu, Karvoro, so she shouldn't be mentioning all those names in the second part of this letter. Kisses and hugs. Let the God watch over you and keeps you in his hands. Helga sent a telegram from Katya here to Tallinn. She was asking if you're in Tallinn, where are you? We are not sure what this old telegram is about. Now I decided to send Brother Foma to you to find out what is going on and where are you. So once again, it's underlined, so they want to catch that brother now. Why Helga was asking about you, she thought that you were taken, and generally everyone was worrying and feel bad about you. Anya right now is cooking in the kitchen and tells you hello. She thinks about you a lot. And every day during the prayers, we think about you and pray about you. Remember about us as well. Once I get a vacation, I will come to visit you. Tear my pieces and burn it. So they underline that one too. Well, doesn't help to rip the letter already been read. So in spirits I want to run and reach God, enjoy his glory and glory to him for everything. Your sister Lisa, want a couple of words from you, so write me. Send you several brochures about spirit conversations. You will need them. And there is a little comment, spravka. And this document was confiscated during the arrest of Radna Tomas Yakubovich, who was arrested in MGB Moscow region. So maybe this letter was not actually mailed by mail, but a guy took it. And he was arrested, and that's how they got hold of this letter. Maybe it's one of the reasons why the whole thing got going. And it says here a little side comment on the bottom. Podlinks. So the original is located in the criminal case number 9900, which is again the Stentis EAE. And then somebody says, I read that. Also another signature. Then we have this big ink stamps. We're gonna zoom it up in the next moment. So yeah, once again, для справок, so for additional comments, so that's additional paperwork. Yep, so anyway, so this is what's going on here, and then we're gonna look at the next part. Okay, so we're back to the handwriting, page 37. It says, I confirmed the manager of the investigating department MGB Estonskaya SSR, Major Jakobson. I'm curious to see if we can put some faces on these names. Major Jakobson in Estonia in 1948. So постановление, so it's like an order dated from July 12, 1948. And 1948, that's the year my mom was born, in Tallinn. And it says, me, as senior investigator of the investigation department MGB Estonia, Senior Lieutenant Nikolaev, I looked at the items that were confiscated from the indicted Kulikova Antonina. So Antonina is Tonya. That letter we just read, when they said Tonya, that's Antonina. So that's our main lady. So now the list of items they confiscated. Bible, published in Berlin in 1922, 1. How many items? Book with religious songs. Book Sinai and Golgotha. Another book, Sviat, so Delight. The book Where Everything Came From. The book Awakening. The book Cryptograms of the East. Religious brochures for autobiography of Kulikova on the 7 pages. So she wrote about herself and it took 7 pages. Different notes on 15 pages, different photos, 13 pieces, and 7 postcards. So it says, this is what I discovered. So after looking at all those confiscated items, this is what I discovered and made decision. So mentioned above, religious literature, autobiography, different notes and postcards, they won't serve any purpose as the вещественное доказательство, like it can be used in investigation. It doesn't prove any guilt of her. So I ordered, and then he lists again all these items that he said, Bible, books, to be taken to for the storage into archive of Department A of MGB Estonia until the court decision. So they look at all the items that they confiscated and they're like, nope, there's nothing there incriminating, so we can use them in a case. Signed by Nikolaev and signed by another. He's a supervisor, looks like it. Can't really read his last name too. So this is whatever she had on her was no good for MGB. Okay, my friends, so this concludes episode 9 of our review of criminal case of Kulikova Antonina, who got in trouble because she chose God over state security and got in trouble for that. So we have probably another 1 or 2 episodes left. There's more paperwork to go through. As always, please don't forget to like this video. If you think I did a good job, you can always say thank you with the super thanks. I'm trying to recover the money I spent on this paperwork. So anyway, thanks for watching Ushanka Show, and we'll talk to you soon. До свидания. Goodbye.